Hi guys, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys the ultimate mage setup for the Terraria 1.3 update. Now there is a bit of variance in people's personal preferences, so I'm also going to suggest alternatives if people do not agree with my setup. Before I start, I'd like to say that in the description there's links on how to get most of these items if you don't know how to get them, so simply click the links in the description and you can find out how to get the new 1.3 items. So first of all, let's look at the 5 weapons. We have the Lunar Flare, the Nebula Arcanum, the Nebula Blaze, the Last Prism, and the Stardust Dragon Staff. The Stardust Dragon Staff serves as the summoner weapon that will just do a bit of additional damage. And let's look at the weapons. The Lunar Flare fires down a barrage of lunar flares that's capable of damaging many enemies, and the damage is extremely high. The Nebula Arcanum fires nebulas that homes onto the enemy and they do significant damage. The Nebula Blaze is capable of doing over 1,000 damage at times, which makes it a very formidable weapon. The Last Prism that's capable of doing extremely high DPS, but the mana usage is very high. And finally the Stardust Dragon Staff, which will be the summoner weapon. So let's move on to the armor and accessories. For the armor, you want the Nebula armor set because it has high defense, high magic damage, and it gives you a buff that increases your mana regen, health regen, and damage. I haven't reforged my accessories, but that's because it's down to personal preference. You can go for warding if you prefer defense, and you can go for menacing if you prefer damage. So I have chosen the Celestial Emblem for plus 15% magic damage and increased pickup range for Mana's Stars. We have the Sorcerer Emblem plus 15% magic damage, the Mana Flower, which automatically uses mana potions when needed and slightly lower reduced mana usage, the Solar Wings for easier flight and slow fall, the Ankh Shield to stop knockback and debuffs, and the Worm Scarf in the expert mode slot to reduce damage taken by 17% as you die very quickly later on in expert mode. Now it's down to personal preference and you can chop and change these accessories, and that's why I have these 4 accessories in the social slots, and I'm just going to talk about them quickly. Some people prefer to use Magic Cuffs over the Mana Flower because the Mana Flower gives you Magic Sickness debuff when automatically drinking potions. And the Magic Cuffs, what they do is they increase your maximum mana by 20, and when you are hit, some mana is restored. So if you're fighting a lot of monsters where you get hit a lot, you can pretty much survive and carry on attacking without needing the Mana Flower. But in some situations your mana runs out so quickly, such as when using the Last Prism, so the only feasible accessory to use in them situations is the Mana Flower, so you can swap between these 2 items. The Solar Wings, some people prefer to use mounts to navigate around, and if you feel that you don't need wings, you can swap it for the Celestial Shell if you want minor increases to all stats like plus 10% crit, some mana regen, some defense, and stuff like that. You could use another emblem like the Destroyer Emblem that gives you plus 10% damage and plus critical strike, or you could use the Frostback Boots to increase your maneuverability. Some people don't like the Ankh Shield, they feel they don't get hit enough, and some people would rather take the debuffs and knockback and have more damage instead. And in them circumstances, you can replace the Ankh Shield with the Destroyer Emblem or the Celestial Shell or something like that. And finally, the Worm Scarf. If you prefer damage over reduction of damage, then you can swap that for something like the Celestial Shell. I hope this video helped. Like I said, there is a bit of personal preference involved in the ultimate loadout in the 1.3 update, but personally, I feel that this is my favourite setup. I think you need the Worm Scarf in expert mode. The Ankh Shield provides immunity to knockbacks and debuffs. The Mana Flower allows unlimited use of mana. The Solar Wings so I can navigate about, but like I said, that can be substituted out for an emblem if you use mounts a lot. The Sorcerer Emblem and the Celestial Emblem for more magic damage and increased pickup range for Mana Stars. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Be sure to leave a like, a favourite and subscribe if you enjoyed this ultimate loadout, and I'll be making many more videos in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.